My pappy said, son, you're going to drive me to drink it if you don't stop driving.
Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans, by fans, with your hosts, Jesse Martin.
The Cowboys are finished, you understand me?
John Taman.
Pull down my trousers and do your job.
Scott Hartley.
Well, that was dreadful.
And occasionally, Keith Gray.
So many social engagements, so little time.
And now, your host.
Hey, that's me. I'm your host. That's John Taman. And I gotta tell you, we got to change the opening of this show because from what I understand, Keith Gray got fired today by Josh. Josh said, look, you're never on the show. You know, you show up and you yap on for 15, 20 minutes about God knows what, you're fired. Anyway, so happy Monday, everybody. The end of the season is here, and apparently there's something to talk about. I just haven't really been paying much attention today, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it to my buddy Jesse Martin over there on the right-hand side or left-hand side of me there. How you doing there, dude?
Oh, great, man. There's lots and lots of noise coming out of Ashburn Park.
Yep.
Some good, well, mostly all good, actually. So it's an exciting time to be a Washington fan. That's for sure. I think, last offseason we knew Dan was selling. There was a shot to the arm of the fan base. We had a really good sellout the first week. Josh Harris comes in, and now the real work begins. Because this is him putting his handprints on the team starting now.
Well, I don't know if I want handprints on anything, but I'll tell you what, they're down in the bottom corner. There's my friend Scotty from Barrow. Now, Scott, I'm not even going to ask if you're excited because just before the show started, he showed me his T-shirt, and I noticed that his nipples were all hard. So he is definitely excited. Yeah. All right, so of course you got to leave it to Scott. So Scott, go ahead and give me your first impressions on today's news. I suppose.
Well, yeah, I mean it was expected. Expected that Ron was going to go. Would I expected more firings? Possibly. I think they'll come out as the time goes on. I think that. We're going to see. We need someone to keep the lights on. Really, is what we're looking at. We need football people in the building at the moment to keep things ticking along nicely. I like Josh Harris's interview that he did, his little press conference at the end. To be honest, over the firing itself, I'm more than happy with the way it went down. I like the fact that Ron was able to give a statement. I thought it was quite nice as an organisation to say thank you as well because. Yeah, it was the right man at the right time, as I said. But ultimately, results on the field matter. We knew he was a dead lame duck before the season even started, really. I mean, from what's happened after that, we'll get into it, I'm sure. But exciting times, by the looks of it, as Jesse said, it's moving very quick.
I'm excited as well. I must say, it's not my beagle is dragging his ass across the floor. I'm trying not to yell at him, so that's exciting. But we do have video. Now, you said that they had Ron, gave him a chance to say goodbye, all that kind of stuff like that. They treated him nicely. They treated him with kid gloves. And I like that. I respect that. I think that Josh will go a long way by acting that way right now. Not so in Atlanta. Here's Arthur Smith's firing last night at 12:01. Here it is. So that was that. The Falcons wasting no time. All right, so I don't even know if I want to talk about the game at all. I mean, I guess there's some stuff we could talk about the game, and so I'll just leave it to you. Where should we start? Should we start with the game, or should we start with everything else?
Let's spend the 5 minutes on the game, and then
5 minutes on the game. That seems to be about all the game plan was good for. So. Yeah.
I think what was really interesting from the game, John and Jesse, is that Dyami Brown had a higher quarterback QBR than Sam Howell. That was quite good.
I got to tell you, there's one thing about Dyami Brown that I have come to fucking realize is that I don't want him anywhere near the goddamn football. All right? I want to let him go, and I want all these people on social media to go, man, watch, he's going to go someplace and kick our ass. I don't care. Let him go try. Let him go fucking kick our ass somewhere else. I'm tired of him.
Yeah, there's a lot of these players who are going to be gone. I mean, me and you, it was quite funny. We were joshing about like who's this guy, who's that guy. On honestly, I have no idea who half these players were at the end of the game, but that's fine. They need to put
the
tape
end.
on film. I've got no clue who half of them were.
The two guys involved in the field goal block. I had no idea who either one of those guys were. That came.
Whitaker.
Whitaker has the ball. I'm like, who the fuck is Whitaker? Do the police know he has the ball? Is there somebody trying to stop this man? I don't know who the hell's Whitaker. And then I'm looking, okay, who broke through the line and got the ball? And it's like, who the hell is that? Who the fuck? Where'd they find this guy? So I didn't even know he was in the practice squad. Hey, man, nice play. We blocked a field goal. What do you think of that, Jesse?
I mean, yay.
Yay. Hey, man, I'll tell you what.
Yay.
Excited there.
We blocked the field goal. I mean,
Scott's right. Scott's right. The 1,000 yards, and that is about it. Discussion over. I mean, fair play, Terry getting the 1,000 yards, but why leave it to 15 seconds to go? What are you doing?
They're game planning, man. They're trying to find weaknesses in the Cowboys' defense, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't think they knew what they were doing. I'll tell you what. What was our second possession of the game? We fumbled, and this is what struck me. Now here's the play. Now the audio is not great, so try to listen.
Obviously, discussion you can see with Sean Smith's crew. That ball's out for sure. Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Dallas.
fumble.
Yeah.
Ruling on the field is a fumble. 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 Ruling on the field is a fumble.
So yeah, good on that guy there. We had a 16-year-old referee yesterday. That was nice. His ball dropped right in front of us on TV.
Like Scott G said, Terry got his 1,000 yards. Finally, I really wish he would have got 2 more yards and I would have hit my parlay, which really fucking hurts my nerves. But he got it. So I mean, that was the biggest outcome of the game. That was the only outcome that we really wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny watching X kind of tremble a little bit when we had a lead there for a moment.
A couple of minutes there, we had a lead. That was amazing. That's our second lead since November the 5th. So yeah. Other than that, during the game, there's the usual suspects of what's wrong. I do have some video here. Okay, for one, this is just a simple little play in the first quarter.
Quick throw, hooks, double catches it, and that cost him a little time.
All right, so there you go. It was just a little out. All right, but wait a minute, I lost myself here. Cody Barton again on this play. No idea what the fuck he's doing.
Quick throw, hooks, double catches it, and that cost him a little time.
I mean, I don't want to see that.
I love the fact that it is 57 as well.
Yeah.
Which is even worse. Like me playing football. That just,
actually, that's
I don't want to hit someone. That's
an old video. That's an old video. That's actually a blind kid that they let play football somewhere in Kentucky, and they put him on the news. No.
Quick throw, hooks, double catches it, and that cost him a little time.
I mean, why not? Make a defensive tackle, let him get out there and run the fuck around. Who cares? If he falls down, he falls down. Anyway, that's kind of the way our entire defense played yesterday. I don't know what the fuck happened to James Smith-Williams. I every time I watch our defensive line rush the passer, I think about those stupid things out in front of car dealerships. The fucking things flapping around in the breeze, because that's all you see of our guys is just this. That's it. They're never anywhere near.
How fat is James Smith-Williams, though?
He ate every slinky in Virginia. What the fuck did he do?
What is this guy about, man?
God damn, dude.
He looks like a darts player, not a football player. That is not an athlete. I mean, what is that? Well, he's not got his hand down in the dirt as he's standing at the hockey with a pint in his hand. What is he doing?
I don't know.
Honestly.
He does not look like a defensive end out there. He looks like a defensive end from like 1979.
Does not. But I mean, look,
like.
I'm not a refined guy. I'm not Keith
Nor
Gray,
am I.
So you know what I mean. Just it is what it is. It just I can't wait for half of this roster to go. I really don't like Locker Clear Out Day. I watched Locker Clear Out Day earlier, and the players that are talking.
You watch it?
Like,
what the hell for?
No. Like the little clips that you get on X. and like it's people talking to them outside their locker on lockout clear a day, and I'm like, yeah, I get that, but why is Fedarian Mathis speaking? Dude, you were found on the side of a milk carton. Like, what is happening here? Where have you been?
Because somebody pulled him out of his locker and threw him into a suitcase, and they were like, "What do you have there?" They went, "Hey, that's Fedarian Mathis."
I mean, honestly, this guy's been missing all season. Like, where have you been? And you've got the nerve to say that I've come from an organization that wins. Yeah, against fucking Vanderbilt. I mean, who are you? You know what I mean? And I look at college football and think, come on now, you're playing teams like, I don't know, some sort of random shit team from somewhere. I just think, no, hold on.
He doesn't control his playing time, and I think that one thing that got Ron fired is the fact that his young players don't get any playing time. Finally, Quan Martin showing at least some life out of that draft. Well,
he went back a little scare, but I think he'll be all right. You know, at first I thought it was going to be worse, and maybe he'd miss some playing time next year. But no, Quan is definitely a stock up player that I'm definitely looking forward to for the future of this.
Can we talk about Emmanuel Forbes?
Sure, let's talk about Emmanuel Forbes. It's not like he can catch any of us.
I mean, rough is what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know.
He needs a lot of work.
Rookie game,
a lot of work.
Those are again top flight receivers.
Yeah, I think he needs a real defensive back coach.
That's what he needs.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I just hope that if he does have a proper defensive backs coach, then someone can get to grips with him and say, look, this is where how you need to play the game, what you need to do to be a professional, because this isn't college.
That touchdown that he gave up was a brilliant play call, between Dak and the receiver. I mean, that was because he was with them. He just stopped, and Dak just saw it, and Forbes just kept. I mean, that was just a rookie type, things that happens to rookies all the time. Who was that? Cooks? Was that Cooks?
It was Cooks.
Yeah. I mean, he just stopped on his route, and Dak just put it in the perfect spot. I mean, that it was a good play. It was a damn good play call.
Yeah. When I said that it's a rookie thing, at the same time, it's the end of the season, and it's a top flight receiver, but okay, but that's who you play against in this league. You know what? That's who you play against in this league, and. CeeDee Lamb, you can say, all right, the rookie's going to get whooped up around with Lamb and Cooks. You can say that the rookie's going to get whooped. Oh, my words all crossed. The whoopie's going to get rooked up on against guys like AJ Brown or DJ Moore. But you know what? You're going to have to play him again. All right, you're going to have to learn how. You're going to have to get better at this. And I agree with you, Scotty, that he had a bad game, and I'm not going to beat him for a bad game, but he had a bad game. Might as well call it what it is. Hey, he had a bad game. He's got some things.
Can we talk about that's in the past? Okay, let's stop dwelling on the past, guys, and let's look towards the future.
We're looking towards the future. The future of the Washington Commanders that might not be called the Commanders very much longer because Josh said he's got some important things to do.
Hold on a second. Wait. I want to move on that for a second. What Josh said today, man. I think just put a nail in a coffin, and they're not fucking changing this name.
I agree.
He does not want to change this name.
Please change the logo, for God's sake. W is the most lazy thing I've ever seen.
A certain somebody stating the fact that he doesn't want to change this name. They do not want to change this name. And you got this people like all over. Whenever that topic gets brought up, it's beaten to the dead horse. But they're not going to go off and just tell you, no, we're not changing the name. Get the fuck over it. They want to keep those people that are ride and die on the Redskins and the name change, half interested in it, but it's not happening, guys. He basically said it today. It's not a priority. We're not worried about that shit. There's fucking so much
priority means it's not off the list.
It's not even on the list. I almost guarantee you that it's not.
This is how it works in America, Scott. One of us just says whatever the fuck we want. The other guy has to keep defending it until the day is over. That's how it goes.
I'll die on that hill. Yeah. Oh shit!
I did like to see
yeah,
everybody
no.
agree with me yesterday when I said that I would die on the hill that Kevin Harlan is the best goddamn play-by-play man out there in all of sports, and I'm glad to see so many people agree with me on that. On the offensive side of the ball, Terry gets his 55 yards. Brian Robinson fumbles, but he gets that touchdown catch, which was lucky because if he'd have dropped that wasn't that fourth down.
Yes.
All right. So they said that the Bieniemy went over there and got with him and said, okay, we're going to come right back to you after he fumbled. And he got the touchdown pass on fourth down. But, man, they showed that one up close view of it. You could see his eyes, man, wide as saucers. Oh, shit, when that ball was bobbling around. So I'm glad he caught it just to at least keep his confidence up because you can't go into the offseason with something like that.
No, you're right. You can't. But like we said here, we've got to look to the future now. 26 of these players are gone. I mean, some of them may be back. But
not James Smith-Williams, it's up to me.
Well, I don't think there's a lot that's there. I mean, some are under contract, but them 26 are going to be probably out the door, to be honest with you. It's going to be very interesting to see who we do bring in. I liked listening to Josh Harris earlier. He said he did mention free agency a couple of times. Said, we've got a lot of cap space, which made me think, hold on a minute, are they going to go quite big here in trying to build this team around? Are we going to? And I know he does, but are we going to see Brian Burns?
With so many spots open, I mean, you can only do so much, man. Like seriously, that $90 million ain't that much when we have so many positions available. Not just holes in the team, but I'm just talking about like roster spots that are open.
Right, right. Guys on expiring contracts. Right.
It's going to be really interesting to see how they finagle that because I do think we can get like two good, high quality players,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Probably like in between like that 15 and 20 some $25 million contracts. But I mean, we still got a roster to fill out, and that's going to be the
tell you what though, that Whitaker kid got himself a job.
Fun parks. What's that?
I would say that Whitaker kid got himself a job. I don't know if he did or not, but anytime you pick
probably on the practice squad now.
All right, he's got to change his fucking number. The number 0 is so stupid.
All right, I don't like that number either. I think it's weird. You need to, we've released Curtis Hodges today as well.
Really? We released Curtis Hodges? Jesus Christ! I don't know why we bothered to keep Curtis Hodges. We did absolutely nothing with him. Nothing.
Well, let's look at let's think about that as the tight end room. I mean, Cole Turner. What's the fucking point? Right. Seriously, if you can't get
Armani Rogers,
if you can't get a game in a dead rubber game that you're playing 9th string players and you're still the inactive person, what is wrong with you? Was he not a third? Was he a 4th rounder? 5th rounder? I can't remember where we drafted him.
5th rounder, I believe.
6th round.
6th round.
Really? All right, let's talk about our new general manager who's going to be coming in either tomorrow or the day after, and Adam Peters. He's going to get hired. Fuck it.
Do you think it is going to definitely be Adam?
It's going to be him. He's going to come in for an interview, okay, and then they're going to go satisfy the Rooney Rule, and then we're going to hire him as soon as
do that with general manager.
As soon as
front office and head coach.
Okay, they extended it.
As soon as San Francisco wins the Super Bowl, Peters is going to get hired here. That's exactly why they brought the 4-time NBA champion general manager in here, because they are close.
Well, they're not UCLA together, Jesse. Is that right?
They went to grade school together.
Oh, okay.
They went to grade school and college together.
I gotta tell you, I don't hang out with anybody I went to grade school with. Fuck them.
But I mean, when you go to grade school and then go through all the way to school through UCLA, I mean, you have some ties. So, yeah, Adam Peters is going to be our next general manager. I don't care what anybody else fucking says.
Okay, well, we don't have to get all confrontational about it. God damn it, Jesus.
I mean, some of the names though. What if you read the list of the names? I'm very excited by all of the names that are on there. I mean, they are what would be the top 3. Ian Cunningham, definitely.
I'm not high on him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he's me personally, in my opinion. I know a lot of people like him. I get it. I don't see what he's done that, I don't know, man. He doesn't excite me as much as Peters does.
Okay. No, Peters definitely, 100%. I agree with you there. I think he probably will end up being our general manager, but Um,
And Alec Hallaby, what is that?
Yeah.
I like him better
guy?
than I like him better than Cunningham too. I don't know.
To me, you're talking about guys in the front office from San Francisco. Am I wrong about that?
That's Peters.
These guys are
Cunningham is from Chicago. And then
Peters from
before that, he was in Philadelphia for a little while.
Here's what I'm saying about guys from San Francisco. Yeah, they built a good team, but they traded how much for the Cowboys' backup quarterback? And
that also wasn't necessarily Adam Peters. That was John Lynch.
No, I understand, but this is the guy who's teaching you what to do. And they got lucky that they got lucky with Brock Purdy. They got so motherfucking lucky because they traded away like 4 first-round picks on that son of a bitch, something like that. It was insane what they traded away. I know it was only 3, but they had to use the one that they got on him.
Do you want me to read you the list then of who we've got?
Nah.
So for head coach, we've got Jim Harbaugh, we've got Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, both OC and DC in the Lions. Raheem Morris back again. That's not one of our old coaches. Anthony Weaver, assistant head coach at the Ravens. Then for GM, we've got Peters, Cunningham from the Bears, Mike Borgonzi from the Chiefs, who's assistant general manager there. And then 2 other ones are the Eagles assistant Alec Hallaby and the Browns assistant Glenn Cook. And we've also reached out to Mike McDonald for a head coaching interview from the Ravens.
So basically, we've reached out to everybody in the little NFL phone.
The net is wide, but I don't know why everybody's so high on Raheem Morris. I don't get it. He wasn't a very good
no, he wasn't.
Coach. I think he's a great coordinator. Don't want him as a head coach.
Got great talent to work with, but he wasn't very good when he was here. And
he wasn't very good as he was in Tampa Bay for 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
so,
everybody said they don't want to retread, but to me, Raheem Morris is a retread, and no, I'll pass. I'm not. I'm out on Raheem Morris. I'll take him as a defensive coordinator, sure. But to me, it's Harbaugh or Ben Johnson. I even might slightly be okay with McDonald from the Ravens. You got to get a kick-ass offensive coordinator because he's a defensive-minded guy.
And that's part of the problem. If you get a kick-ass OC, you then got to look after that OC because that OC then becomes hot property the following year for a head coaching job.
This is what I want to know about what's going on with our OC. Why? Usually when they fire a coach, they fire everybody. They get rid of the staff.
What Josh said, he is letting once he hires his president of football operations, he's letting him make the rest of the decisions.
And I listened to that conference, and I was not convinced that EB is staying.
I hope so.
EB's not staying. No way. I mean, unless the football of operations wants him to stay, but they're lining up interviews for head coaches.
Yeah.
That tells you right there that
the
enemy is not staying. There's no way.
Even as OC, that's what I mean. So if you get a Mike McDaniels, are you going with the OC? Are you going with Eric Bieniemy's system?
Highly doubt it because the players don't like EB.
Well, they don't like him even. When we talked about a lot of guys this morning, were talking about how where was this playbook? Yes, where was this game plan we saw yesterday? Where was this all year? Where was this all year? And I'm like, wait a minute. 3 out of the first 4 fucking plays that we ran were trick plays. We don't have anything. When you're doing that kind of shit, that says we don't know what the fuck to do. All right. We don't have any confidence in anything we're doing. So we're going to try to trick you right off the bat. And no, we couldn't get anything going unless we tried to pull some stupid shit. And we did it on the second when we had Terry was gone, but Sam way underthrew it.
Yeah. I mean, the Martys are going to be gone. Everybody's going to be gone. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Randy Jordan sticks around. He sticks around. He's a very good running backs coach. Maybe Jennifer King, some people like that. Maybe some of the scouts or maybe even Eric Stokes or somebody like that. He's well respected around the league. But they are going to make the people that they hire to make the football decisions. They're going to make those decisions.
Josh Harris, that's kind of why they hired him, to make football decisions. And I believe that's rather redundant. So, I think that's kind of fun. Let him walk around for a while looking at the axe. They see the guy.
He's on contract. There's no.
He's He's in there on the grindstone with it. Let them walk around in the offices looking at it for a while.
Yeah, they're everybody's on a contract, so there's no rush to boot him out the door.
All right. Well,
That's
I'll
the way
tell
I
you
see it.
Here we go. True, false. I have one question for true, false. Ready? And we're all going to take a shot at it. True, false. The Josh Harris group knows what they are doing and will build a winner here within 4 years.
Depends what you class as a winner, Joe.
A winner. When I say a winner, I mean not a flash in the pan. A team that becomes an annual contender for at least the division and possibly further.
4 years, I'll say.
The witch is dead.
I mean, the numbers will tell, the statistics will tell you no, but I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Do you know what? I'm going to be optimistic and say yes. I'm going to say yes too.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes because fuck it, I'm a homer, and you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. 4 years ago, you know what we were all saying? Oh my God,
Exactly
adults
the
are
same
actually
thing.
in the building. Adults are in the room now. Everybody was saying the same damn thing, and now everybody's so happy that Ron and pretty much everybody else is going to be gone.
Now, speaking of people saying all the same damn things, you heard Sam Cosby today, right? Who's he talking about with these people that just don't want to win? He wants to be around people who want to win. He didn't like some of the stuff that he saw going on around here. Who's he talking about?
All right, good. Listen,
Great question.
We know that Ron was very well respected by the players.
He was also checked out, didn't he? What didn't he say the other day that he kind of was out of it since like week 5?
I think he was talking. He was talking about out of the management stuff.
Well, they asked. I think it was Nikki asked him about retirement, and he said, "I've been thinking about that since about week 5." And everything I've ever read from any football player ever, that then when they talk about retirement, they say the second you even think about it, that's when it's time to do it. Because if you are asking yourself the question, then you know it's time. So he's been checked out.
Scott's nailed it in the chat there with that last comment there, saying 1 year ago, the Texans are garbage. Hire the right coach, draft the right QB, division title. Absolutely right. But we're not saying that you're going to turn it around in a year. You can turn it around definitely in 2 years. It takes, look at, it's not a wrong formula, though. It happens throughout the NFL. Look at the Detroit Lions, John. Look at the Houston Texans. They're both hired the
Lions
right
guy.
The Lions are not a
turnaround.
You can say the same thing about the Jags. I mean, they could have been a flash in the pan too. Like, got the quarterback a year or two later. Okay, they make the playoffs, and then bam, they fall off.
They
just
fucking
yesterday.
They had a ball at the 1 yard line.
But that's what I'm saying here. You don't know. We don't know what's going to happen to the Texans next year. Okay, we don't know what's going to happen to the Detroit Lions next year. We don't know that yet. That's still to be written.
But what he's saying there is
Ruling on the
get
field
the
is a
right,
fumble. Ruling on the field is a fumble.
So yeah, it might be that.
right guy in though. It proves that you can breed a winner. It is going to take time to do that, but that's why I trust that Josh Harris getting these people in that he knows proven winners, and then getting the right people who were asking for these jobs or are the candidates for these positions. It's like everything is going and trending in the right direction.
It seems like the right way. They got to still
get
the right
draft picks in the first 104. You know what I mean? Come on now. It's this. You can build a winner here if you have the right people in the building. We always have to look back at what we've done. Ron Rivera's problem, part of his problem, and it's not necessarily all his problem. It's Martin Mayhew. It's the other Marty as well. Is his drafts were awful. I mean, you had a worse Owusu Koromoa, who everyone thought we were going to get. You could have got Kyle Hamilton. We didn't get him. You could have got Christian Gonzalez. You didn't get him. You could have got a quarterback. That's hindsight's 2020 on that one. We all thought Chase Young was going to be here, and that was probably the right call at the right time. But looking back at it now, it wasn't the right call. Herbert was there, Tua was there. You could have had anything. That's 5 I've just lifted off the top of my head. And the way that he negated big positions on this team cost him his job, ultimately. linebacker,
That's
offensive
true,
line.
But who's to
Terrible.
say we're not saying the same thing about whoever we bring in?
We could be,
Four
Jesse,
years.
The
but
thing
we
is,
have to
right
give
now,
it to,
is we have an opportunity to start over at the bottom
absolutely
and get the most crucial thing correct, which would be the coach quarterback combination. If that hits, then you've got a chance for sustained success, because that's the key to everything. Coach quarterback combination.
So that's what's happened. That's what's happened in Houston.
Well,
that's what's happened in Houston.
Possibly.
I think so.
That's why I want Harbaugh so bad, man. It's just because
I mean, even today on the NFL Network, they took Mike Garofalo said about Harbaugh that Harbaugh is great until he's not, and he becomes not great pretty quick. He grates on people pretty quick.
Well, yeah, but he
runs himself out of building,
though, man. I mean, I will take his success, for 4, 5, 6 years in a fucking heartbeat compared to what we've had, the past 30 years. And I think everybody, all of our fans in the fan base would take that.
Look, if they win tonight and they win it all, are you really thinking he's gonna? Probably will. Are you really think he's going to give up 125 million contracts?
He's coming back to the NFL.
Maybe he's
coming back.
Feeling it out. He might be doing it just so that he can get up Michigan to up. I mean, dude, he's king of the world in Michigan, especially if he wins tonight. He could just say, "Give me this," or "I'm going to go to San Diego." It's beautiful.
No matter what happens, he's coming to
whatever.
Or San Diego, LA. I'm going.
He's been wanting back for quite a few years now. He's going to. He went back to college. He's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to get in that. He's going to walk out with a national championship trophy. Tonight. Come back to the NFL and go win a Super Bowl for whoever he coaches for. I mean, I'd like it to be for us, but I have a feeling it might be either the Raiders, which I think Mark Davis is so stupid. They should offer Antonio Pierce a contract right now.
Right.
But I think it might be the Raiders or the Chargers is where he ends up.
Let me check the old ticker here to see if anybody's been fired lately.
I don't think they have. Not so far. Not before I jumped on. I think there's still question marks on Vrabel. There's still question marks on obviously Bill Belichick. There's question marks on somebody else as well. I can't remember who it was.
I want Dennis Allen. Scott, it has nothing to do with a flash in a pan. I want the best chance at a fucking Super Bowl. So if we win a Super Bowl in the next 4 years and then we're shitty for 4 years, you know what? Everybody will fucking take that. I mean, it's common.
The Rams did it. The Rams did it.
I mean,
they moved their future for it, and they got it. But they seem to be on a bit of a resurgence now. The Rams again, but they did it. They were terrible last year. So
you do whatever you can to win a Super Bowl. That is the name of the game. And if you got to start over from scratch after that, so fucking be it.
They started over from scratch and pulled a guy like Puka Nacua out
of
nowhere.
There you go.
Right? And, you get the right quarterback and you get the right coach that are together. I mean, that's kind of a rarity where you get a veteran like that that comes in with a young coach and as well as they have.
In all honesty, who knows how, Ben Johnson will be coaching a team. We don't know that yet. We don't.
Who knows how any of them?
I would
some of them maybe
welcome him with open arms. I think he's definitely top 1 or 2 coaches on the market right now for a head coaching job, but we don't know what's going to, how he's going to handle coaching a whole entire team. We don't know that yet.
No, and we've seen a lot of offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators fail at head coaches. We saw, Norv Turner came here as the Cowboys genius. And you know what? Everywhere Norv went after here as a coordinator, he did great.
Yeah. Norv's always been a offensive
coach. Nope. He's 8-8. He's old Norv, good old Norv. But
I'd take old Wink just for his name, just for the name as a defensive coordinator.
I tell you what, I'd take Wink
because we would have some fun with old Wink on this podcast.
Yes, we would.
I'd tell you what, though, as well, you would see 90% blitz as well, and you'd actually see some defensive ends. Yeah, he would be. You're right. We'd have some defensive ends there. We'd have some good edge rushers. We'd have some linebackers that could blitz. I tell you what, the way he's coached up Okereke over at the Giants is something. He a fantastic job.
So why do they split? I don't understand.
He didn't want to work with Dable. He didn't want to work with Dable, and he resigned. Jesse didn't get fired. He resigned.
Come on over here. We'd take him.
I wouldn't mind. That's a good veteran pickup as a DC. I think his system works. Christ, it's killed us for 2 years.
Well,
you know what I mean?
So you're kind of starry-eyed looking at it because it beats the living shit out of us. But he's not the only older defensive coordinator who's shown that he can still run it in the league. Vic Fangio down in Miami's running out a good defense. Although they lost yesterday at the very end of the game. Did you see that one touchdown that Josh Allen threw that was batted up into the air? I think went about friggin' 40 feet up into the air, it seemed like, and then came down and was caught for a touchdown.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think the only one that's not on the list so far of all the top head coaching candidates is Bobby Slowick. And I think they probably will interview him as well at some point. I think they're doing the due diligence, and I'm happy with what they're doing. You know what I mean? I really am happy with how and the pace of this. Ron's not even fucking packed his boxes up and claimed his bonsai tree. And we're thinking about getting a new GM in here probably tomorrow or by the end of the week.
Think of it
because at the end of the
qualified candidate. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. You do your end of the day. No, please go ahead.
Just say at the end of the day, if Peters can be here by the end of the week, and then we can interview. I think it's from Wednesday. We can interview head coaching candidates via Zoom or via
they've got some weird rules and stipulations, and we can interview Peters because his team's on a bye. I think I think that's what's going on. I just saw the tweet real quick from Neil Greenberg, Washington Post guy, really big in analytics and stuff like this. And I just want to kind of rewind what we were talking about. JP Finley put out a tweet saying about the name change in his press conference. And he said, he was asked about names. He says, as you can see, we are a little busy. And then this is exactly how I took it. Neil Greenberg retweeted and said, people are interpreting this in various ways.
I took it.
But this was as hard a quotes, no, we are not changing it as we're going to get, meaning they're not changing the name. There's other people that kind of are taking it the same way as I took it. And no, we're not going to change the name. So get the fuck over it.
I don't know. See, to me, that sounds, if that particular quote right there sounds to me like it ain't over yet, because if that's as hard as it's going to get, that ain't very hard at all.
Did you watch the press conference?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
he was avoiding. He was like, no, they're not.
Oh yeah, they got bigger fish to fry right now. So here's the question.
I like Josh Harris, but I don't like his speaking voice. He's not very confident. He's not very confident in speaking, is he? For a billionaire, someone who's worked in that industry, you'd think you'd be a better public speaker, wouldn't you? But anyway, I'm not going to criticize him. This man saved us from Snyder, so I don't care. He can do whatever he wants. It's his train set. Let him play with it.
Let him play with it. I don't. I'll have to listen to his voice a lot better. We'll see what we can do about getting him on the show here. All right. So the question I was going to ask, of the qualified candidates that are out there, how many teams are vying for them? And how many candidates are there? So it sounds to me like there's about 6 guys that everybody's really bandying about. How many teams are out there right now? It's just us.
Well, there's a couple teams that still haven't
that haven't chopped.
Yeah, like New England. But then after New England,
and the Titans,
Belichick will be available too. So he's going to go to he's going to go somewhere. Someone's it's not going to be here, but he's going to go somewhere. What's
Tom
the Titans going to do?
Part ownership of the Raiders.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick can go there and work for Tom Brady.
What openings have we got? So we've got Vegas, Chargers,
Atlanta,
Carolina.
Now, we've got Chargers, us, and Atlanta. Oh, and Carolina.
Yeah, but Carolina, and you've also got the Raiders as well. Is the 4th.
And just book the Patriots. The Patriots are going to be open too. Let's be real.
It hasn't happened yet, so we can't.
The Titans very well could.
Move on.
The Titans very well could move on from Vrabel. That's still kind of up in there. They have not.
Well, they think that Vrabel might be the new England coach.
Could be. It'd be a good spot.
Did he not play there?
Yeah, that's what he played. We're in 1 Super Bowl there. He caught touchdown passes in Super Bowls there. Remember, he caught like 3 weird eligible plays where he could go out and catch touchdown passes. But that would be actually a good spot for him.
What do we think about the coach last night for the Falcons? At the end of the game, he was hot.
Whatever. Stop them. You know what? The last thing anybody's going to remember about you in your entire NFL career is you crying to the fucking Saints coach at midfield. Hey, wait, you guys
I do find it funny that Dennis Allen did call a kneel down, and
Jameis did it
Jameis
anyway.
Winston said, "Fuck this shit. We're going to score."
He was I'm all for it, man. Fuck it. That's a rivalry, because we're enhanced in our rivalries. We see other rivalries that they really play up on TV, but that's a really low key, intense rivalry, the Saints and the Falcons. Yeah. And that's a fun way to end it right there. Tell you what, that game in New England looked like a lot of fun to watch.
The PR Brooklyn Bourne's raised it there, and he's put it in the chat. He said, rumor has it that the Raiders' job is between Antonio Pierce and Jim Harbaugh. That's exactly what I heard.
Yeah,
I agree.
I've seen that the Raiders have gone ahead and spent a lot of money actually in trying to, research that they've poured a lot of resources into Jim Harbaugh already. So
Mark Davis is a crazy owner as well. With that
sounds to me like he sent a bunch of showgirls over to give him a blowjob.
I'd say a dark horse candidate. Then, if say the Raiders go another way, I mean, Antonio Pierce should land on should land on a team.
100%.
At least,
I think he stays at Vegas.
What do you win? 4 out of 5.
Yeah. No, I mean the guys play hard. I think he's a good defensive coordinator. I think he should be given a shot. He deserves a shot.
I'll tell you what, if he decides to come here, if we hire him here, go ahead, man. Just put Max Crosby in your trunk and bring him with you. We'll take that.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be lovely.
Great. I mean, all we can do is sit here and speculate on how awesome things might be because we don't know anything right now. Right now,
the thing is, you're right. No one knows what what Ben Johnson is gonna work like. No one knows what the Bobby Slowick's gonna look like if they go with him.
Put that back up.
Slowick's not coming. The Slowick's not gonna have a coaching job this year. I don't think. I think next year he's just too inexperienced right now. I think he's going to be a good coach. I just think it's going to be a year down the road.
So do you go, Jesse? Do you go defensive or do you go offensive? What do you want?
I would rather have offensive, to be honest with you. But I don't think I'd hate the McDonald.
I know what you mean.
That route. But it's all going to have to deal with the offensive coordinator, who he brings in as offensive coordinator. That's the thing, man. That hiring a defensive coach. I mean, you got to bring in a strong-willed, good, smart, young, offensive mind, and who out there is available to do that.
That's one of those things where you just pluck and see. That's homework that's way beyond my interest in doing things.
And that's why these analytical people are going to have to do their job. This is where
some quarterback coach somewhere that's been just a fucking guru or something like that.
Good call, Deluxe. Good call.
That's a great shout. Yeah, that is a great
shout. That would work actually for them quite well if you can work with Dable. But the other one that he had up there, I can't remember what it was.
It was Jim. It headed to the Chargers. Very well could.
Seems to be. Do you know something other than the fact that they are interested? Because
I know the Chargers are supposed to be interested in Belichick as well. That's what I've heard on the grapevine too.
That would be interesting. Bill Belichick in Los Angeles.
I would hate life as a Washington fan even more if Eric Bieniemy stays on here. I would pull out all my hair and I would probably pull out the rest of John's hair while I'm at it because that would be fucking awful.
It wouldn't take very long either. Tell you what, Bill Belichick in Los Angeles would really just be awesome. Like Tuchel, he'd be pretty badass out there.
I think Harbaugh would be good in LA. I think he would. He's got the mindset and the mentality. He's a crazy coach, and
he's from California, isn't he?
Listen, San Diego.
Yeah, his brother's just down the road.
My ex-wife, her family's from San Diego, and I've been to Qualcomm, their old stadium when they were in San Diego, and their fan base. It's just like man, what a boring fan base.
That's because there's a million other things to do in San Diego.
Yeah. They're just so not into it. But if you bring a guy like Harbaugh in there, I think that would really help that.
They're not in San Diego though. They're in Los
I'm
Angeles.
talking. Well, they're 45 fucking miles away from. San
I get
Diego.
it.
Yeah.
You know, the Chargers to me are still a team without a home. I don't care whether they want to call themselves Los Angeles. They're still just a fucking renter in that goddamn stadium. If the stadium is
so
shaped,
are the Rams.
well, the stadium is shaped like the Rams emblem. If you look at it from above, it's shaped like
On
not
the
the
SoFi.
horn. It's shaped like the logo that has the ram on it. So,
Ooh.
yeah, the fucking Chargers, dude, you're just a roommate. That's all you are. You know, you're a roommate.
As Brooklyn Born says, you know, Wink and Johnson. I
don't know.
I'd
Johnson
like
and Wink sounds too dirty to me. I don't know.
It does actually.
Johnson and
It's
Wink.
Wink.
I'd
and
like
Johnson.
that combo. Yeah.
Well, you know.
You, your friends, and your Johnson. You, your girl, and your Johnson. You, your friends, and your Johnson.
We could do that. I could deal with having Ben Johnson. We could play with that all damn time.
We could.
Yeah, that would be fun. We could do that. You know,
it's
it's weird now at this point because really everything we're talking about is completely speculative, and you kind of
It is.
Talk,
It's exciting,
fun though.
You know,
It's fun
exciting.
because
left. You know, what are you going to talk about? The team? We're going to blow the fucking team completely up.
yeah.
So
But it's kind of fun being speculating. You know, it's like it's the start of a little project. You know, and we're just trying to get the fucking pieces together. You know what I mean? And it's something. It's something to talk about.
I like
Get
the
the
fact that
sticky
they got a
notes
couple
out,
of balls to
Jesse.
Jahan Dotson yesterday. They got a couple of good passes to Dotson. What did you say?
Get the sticky notes out.
The sticky notes.
Start writing them on the board.
Putting puzzle pieces together.
Oh no! All right, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button here because it was a fumble.
Ruling on the field is a fumble.
Sorry about that.
I guess it was John. Yeah.
I did. I fumbled.
What do we think about the second overall pick then? That it's confirmed. We knew it was going to happen already, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, everything
wording
fell
was-
our way.
I was
Everything
sitting
fell our way.
watching. Well, did it? I was sitting there watching that snow game, thinking, "Fucking hell! Why are the Jets winning?
Well,
Not winning."
after Pittsburgh won, we're like, I knew the Saints were going to beat the Falcons, so I knew we were going to lose. That's all we needed. That's all we needed.
That's it. And the what I was watching in the snow game and the Jets game was the fact that the under was just as guaranteed as could possibly be. So
Yeah,
I was happy with that. I don't know how I did on my picks yesterday. I think I did all right on the over under.
I'll have to have a look.
We'll have to
But
get
what was I going to? Yeah, what was going to say? So second overall pick. Are we all confident here that we are going QB? We have to
quarterback. And I think really the first thing that they're going to have to do, aside from scouting out which one that they want, is narrow it to one. And then you really going to have to pay attention to the fucking ground and see what kind of rumblings are going. Because if I'm the Bears, I think the Bears are trading back. I think either that or they're going to pick Harrison. I don't think that they're taking a quarterback.
I just don't think the Bears can trade too far back.
Well, see, it's just a matter of who calls and wants to jump up there.
Yeah, it's either going to be listen.
Vikings
quarterbacks in the first five is us, possibly the Giants. Where are they fifth? The Patriots,
11th, the Raiders.
So it would either. I think we're fighting with the Patriots for Caleb Williams.
Possibly.
Now,
did you see that the Vikings offered something like 5 first-round picks to the Panthers to move up last year? And
they can only you can only do so many. You can only do up to 3 draft picks or 3 years in advance. You can't offer that much.
I'll tell you what, man. If you're paying $1 billion for this fucking or $6 billion for the team, you better not tell me if I'm the owner I can't offer.
No, it's the rules that are. It's in the rules. You only do 3 years worth of draft picks. And
they offered up a pile. Did you see that?
It was huge. It was huge. Yeah,
now,
I saw that.
What about this? Say the Patriots trade up. They offer more.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'll give you a hand job in the corner.
Or okay. Never mind. I'm going to erase that. Say they decide to go Caleb Williams. What would you give for Justin Fields? Would you take Justin Fields over a Drake May?
Yes.
Because it's either Caleb Williams or Drake May for me. I want in the first round. I don't want nothing to do with Jaden Daniels or Penix or McCarthy in the first round.
And the only reason I say that I'd take
why would they trade him?
Is because
if they draft Caleb Williams.
If they draft Caleb Williams, yeah. I mean, the only reason I pick Fields is because he's a known quantity. I don't know what you're going to get with May. That I really don't know. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he could do the job 100%. He looks amazing when you break his tape down. But I don't know about Justin. I don't know enough about Justin Fields. Is he a bit of a bust? Is he? I mean, he's had a very good season.
by any means.
He's had a very good season in Chicago.
What would you give up for him?
Well, I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't give up more than the
contract.
second or third. The contract you're going to have to sign.
The contract is coming up too, so you got to think of that too.
Right, and he's going to want. I know you probably wouldn't give him break the bank money, but you're going to have to pay him like a quarterback. And when you said Justin, my brain shut off, and I thought you meant Herbert for a second, and that's why I said, why would they trade him? But yeah, Fields, it would definitely be something. But I'm telling you, you don't keep a schmuck like Eberflus and then let him take the first pick and draft with it. They're trading back. They're keeping Fields. If they're keeping Eberflus, they're keeping Fields.
I'm sorry, Dev. I love you, but wide receiver is not in the cards for this team in the first round. No,
I don't think so. And I mean, if that happens, then we realize, oh shit, we're in for another 23 years of this shit.
See, that's the thing. If they do keep Fields, which I do think they are trending to doing, John, I think you're correct there. Then they're going to want Marvin Harrison. So they cannot trade too far down.
Well, no,
so
they don't.
If they traded the third pick, Marvin Harrison's still there for the taking. Because we're not.
Yeah, I get that. But what I'm saying is they can't trade with someone like who I think could come up is Vegas. I think the Raiders could come up, but they don't want to.
That would be an awfully lot, to come up.
And
now,
I think they will do that.
We could beat that price. So all we got to do is move up. If we really wanted Caleb Williams, I mean, we'd give him obviously this number 2 pick and maybe our second round pick, one of our second round picks, and that should do it.
I don't think they'd accept that. I think it's costing you a couple.
It depends on how much.
500 points different.
It depends on how much others are offering, and it depends on who they want. Do they want to move back and to 11 and miss out on
Harrison?
But then
do you get Mike Evans in free agency?
Mike Evans is only going to be good for 2 years, man.
I
don't want like 2 years tops. That's what he's got left tops. I think because he's getting older, man. He's getting older. We got to realize these wide receivers, especially free agent ones. They're going to command something, but you got to realize that they might not have much left in the tank.
I don't know. He plays pretty well, and he's got seemingly a lot left in the tank. He would be somebody I would look at. I would accept him for 2 to 3 years. I don't think he's a guy that's going to put us over the top because we're not going to be anywhere near the top. But I'm not looking for a guy to do that. But we do need a big body wide receiver that's not just a guy that goes down and boxes out like we thought we could get that with Cam Sims. No dice, but fucking Evans is a weapon.
I mean, that's something that we can find in the 3rd and 4th round now.
Yeah, I agree. I think the next 2 picks after pick 2, if you don't move, have to be offensive line. You have to address that immediately. With both picks. With both picks in the second round.
That is far more a necessity than anything else besides quarterback.
Agreed. And then you can look at Trotter.
It's not just a need. It's a priority.
You can look at Trotter, say in the 3rd round. You can sign Brian Burns. You can look at Josh Allen from the Jags, who I think will get franchise tagged by them anyway. But the market value of them is about 20 million, so that's a lot. And you're not probably
go ahead.
You're not spending a lot of that money, that 90 million. You're not. I mean, you can finesse it, but does Jonathan Allen want to stay here? He's making noises.
He didn't play yesterday, and that to me was kind of like maybe I'm going to get traded in the offseason. We don't want to get hurt, and I just kind of. I get it. You're a veteran. You don't want to get hurt. It's the last game. But damn, dude, this is what you're paid to do is play football. And the only reason I could think about it was that maybe they're just making sure that he's going to get into the offseason healthy. I would like to say to all the people that said Cornelius Lucas is a good starting left tackle.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up! Shut up! Sit the fuck down and shut up!
Shut up and sit down.
You shut up!
Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
Tell you what, Cornelius Lucas was in on 2 tackles himself yesterday.
Like we've said before, Lucas is good for a couple of games, and that's it. That's why he's a swing tackle.
Yeah,
Dev's saying that
out the game yesterday. He was terrible.
The Ravens traded back into the first and got Lamar. True, Dev, you're absolutely right about that. Is there a Lamar in this draft?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, Penix is a someone that I'd look at in the possible second round. His injury history is a little bit worrisome. I know someone's going to go ahead and overdraft Jaden Daniels. That just happens
100%.
with quarterbacks. It's
And
not
if
Penix.
Let the Raiders do.
Penix, if Penix play well tonight, he's going to rise up draft boards as well.
That's it. We got to be smart. We got to be diligent. We got to build this team right.
If you said Penix in the second round, I mean, you look here when it comes to ACLs and things like that.
I think he'll be a first rounder.
I
think he'll be a first rounder.
That's very possible. But he had two badly, reconstructed knees. I mean, had his knees put back.
That was 2 years ago. He's played 2 full years.
You're right. Yeah, and it's different now. All right, it's not like it used to be. They're really good at doing that stuff now. And he's a young guy.
It's the same knee. He had the same knee twice, but the other knee had to get a hamstring from that knee to put it into the other knee.
Okay.
So I mean, I've had that surgery. I've had that surgery done.
And he's an older quarterback.
And you haven't played quarterback for shit ever since, have you?
I played professional rugby.
He's an older quarterback as well. He's an older quarterback as well because he got to stay in college longer because of the injuries and stuff like that. He'll be. What, 24, 25 by the time? Yeah, 25.
25. Yeah.
Penix is 25. He's gonna be 30 by the time his rookie deal is up. You're right, Dev. You're right. No way.
I mean, you know what? If he lights it up tonight, let somebody else.
Great though.
He does look good. But I'm not giving a first round pick for him. I'm not doing it. Sorry.
I think somebody will. Let somebody else
make that mistake. Go with something. I think it'd probably be a little bit.
But I'll give a second for him. I'll do that. I will give a second round pick for him.
Josh and alt, and then in the second, we're able to grab somebody like him. I'd be very happy with that.
Listen, look, like you said earlier, this is all speculation. We got no clue what's going to go on.
we don't have any idea.
If you'd have said to me yesterday they're going to hire an NBA executive right after they fire Ron, I would have said, get the fuck out. Nobody knows. But they did.
Just what was I going to say to you there, John? What do we always say? Fans are stupid.
Fans are stupid.
Exactly it. We're all stupid.
That's exactly it.
No fucking clue
we're just
what's
guessing.
going on.
At this point of the season, though, this is the time of year when we can act like we're not stupid. We can pretend we know what the fuck is going to happen. Let me tell you what's going to fucking happen and how this guy's going to play for the rest of his life.
I'd give a second for Fields too.
That's maybe possibly.
Let's give them their pick
I'm
back.
thinking a third and like a sixth, and I'd do it.
Okay,
I'd
do that too
for Fields. 100%.
I'd do that too.
I'm greedy. I want to keep our shit. I'm greedy. I'm trying to get some. We've been overpaying for shit for so goddamn long.
Yep.
I want to be. I want to be the one that's getting a good deal now.
Okay.
Y'all see.
Yeah, you're right.
Scouse
is right there. Third rounder for Fields due to contract. Yeah, I'd give a third and a sixth or something like that.
Because that Fields contract, his contract's up, man. It's it's going to be a hefty one. We're going to pay him.
I don't think and I agree. I don't think the second is an overpay either. No, I don't think that is either.
I'm not saying overpay. I just want to get it. I want to be the one that's doing the good deal.
Right
on the right side of the deal.
Right, like the Montez Sweat.
And if you've got Adam Peters, I think we will get a good deal out of it because he seems to be the guy. I mean, there was a thing out with the agents of the NFL, and all of the agents said, if you're looking for a GM, he's your guy. Yeah. He always deals.
I think he's our guy.
Openly. He always deals openly, whether it's a good situation or a bad situation. What we really need is a cap guru in here. We need that. I don't know if it's football operations person or I don't know what they're going to call themselves, but we really need the cap analyst in here to go through all of where we can, where we can't, and use the analytics side to make sure that we are looking at the best fit
for right now. Because the Martys are involved with writing those contracts. I think that's why they're still here right now because they want.
And that was a good thing I think in Marty or Mayhew's time in San Francisco. He was supposed to be really good with contracts and negotiations. I think
our cap's in good shape. They just got to see what everybody's. With so many expiring contracts, they have to look at with the Martys and see what they've got cooking here and why they let this happen. I would imagine that's the first question. Why the fuck did you let this happen. It seems like.
Well, I mean, listen, it's not like we're the Saints or the Rams or in NFL, and we have plenty of space to move around.
But we still are going to have more than half a roster to fill.
It's going to be interesting. Someone brought up John Allen earlier. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that too.
Yeah, he might be thrown in on a deal too. If we do have to move up, we're coming up, Jesse. There's
just picking up your CB radio there, John. Sorry.
Look, man, I'll tell you what. Scotty he's already sent me a message. You better end this show at 1 hour. I'm going to come over to your house. So, I got to make sure we do that. So all of you people that are out there, watch this. If I go over by more than 10 seconds, Scotty's going to start cursing, and that's going to be fun to watch. So,
mate, I got to go fucking bed.
We'll see what happens. Friday, we'll be back, and we're going to talk about what we see happens this week, and we're going to go ahead and make some picks. So until then, we'll see you later.